welcome to the Toy Tour. How are you? It's just a quick video basically of me rambling on about a little something that happened on eBay the other day, which was a little bit strange, but I just thought I'd share it with you because it may have happened with you. I got a message from them saying you have basically gone against our guidelines and policies, and you're trying to sell prohibited items, therefore we've removed your listings. And I'm thinking, no, don't think so. I mean, there's a few car related items I've got on my eBay, but they're just a hang up from the classic cars that I've had and just bits and bobs I'm selling off. But I'm thinking, what's dangerous in anything I've sold? There's no aerosols or glues or saws or knives or anything. So anyway, you go into eBay and you can't then, it's not instantly apparent which listing they've taken off. So I eventually searched through the trawl that is eBay and I find the listing finally that they've taken down, and it's only one. And it contravenes the bladed articles guidelines. So I'm thinking, wow, next step prison, I'm sure. Mind you, I hadn't sent anyone a hurty tweet, so that's doubtful, isn't it? So basically, yeah, the fact is that they've took my sword off sale, sadly, and I need to read eBay's policies and guidelines because of the sword that I'm selling. The fact that it's a 1/72 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sword for a 3-inch figure is obviously, me being extremely dodgy. What? I need to read their policies and guidelines because I'm selling a plastic toy that's as big as my little finger. That's what they're saying, that I need to make myself aware, not the big professional multi-billion-pound corporation that is eBay and all of the plethora of bozos they've got working for them. Yeah, good one. So you have to go through an appeal process to re-get the listing on. So I went through the appeal and I kindly, very, very politely highlighted the fact that it's been for sale for 3 months and they've only just noticed. Well done. I highlighted the fact that had I sold it 2 months ago, perhaps, and it was a real weapon, then they wouldn't have noticed. And I would have actually sold a real weapon online. It's too utterly ridiculous. When did we get into, as a society, this whole thing that common sense has left the building? Why are we being now sort of dragged through this mire of Big Brother knows best, and you will not have the independence of thought or risk? You are not allowed to have your own accountability. We're going to take it all off you and we're going to do everything for you. And then we'll actually lambast you. That was a big word, wasn't it? We will give you a right good kicking whenever you do something wrong, even though you're not allowed to find out what the wrong things are for yourself. We're going to tell you. I just find it ridiculous. I really do. eBay it's great at so many things, but it's utterly ridiculous for certain others. I just think the tools that we're being given by people who are more educated to make our lives easier are actually slowly making our lives so much harder. That it's the micromanagement of your life that's now coming into play. Last night, my wife said to me, she wanted to buy a dry robe for the beach. As it's coming summer, we're going to start going into the sea, venturing into the sea a little bit more. And she wanted to buy a dry robe. And I said, oh, fair enough. So she went off shopping for a dry robe, finds one, orders one, everything's fine. Today on my Facebook, 5 different adverts for different companies selling dry robes. It's like we know when we sign up to all of these social media platforms and everything else that we do that we're giving a part of our soul away. But what they never tell you is that it's actually a deal with the devil that we're making. You know, it's, I find it utterly ridiculous that they are taking tiny chunks of our lives and shaping them to their will, not even to our will, but to their will. Yeah, so there you go. I was just really in awe of eBay and what they're up to. I fail to understand half of what goes on. So this is why I escape to my toys and the toy world. I escape to it simply because the people are nicer. They're even nicer than the people in the classic car world. And I know a lot of you guys out there are classic car guys as well as me, but since I've moved away from classic cars and moved away from 95% of all of the classic car groups I used to be on, life is so much less stressful. There's not 10 ton of bozos judging you, judging what you've done for your car, judging how much you've spent, judging the type of car you've got. But they do it publicly, they do it vocally. And you're thinking, you don't need to. It's fine to judge. Every one of us judges the minute we walk out of our front door. But just keep it to yourself. But I don't know, that what I found, especially in the Action Man world, it may be different with other toys, is that the groups are so supportive. They're so helpful and cooperative and embracing. You get the odd comment here and there. And sometimes, again, the comments that are made, because you're reading it, probably weren't meant to come across as sarcastic or caustic. But it's just a nicer atmosphere. And I've come across some fantastic groups. I don't know how many of you are into Action Men that follow me, or just toys in general. But some of the groups that are to do with Action Men are fantastic. There's groups like the Brotherhood of VAM, VAM, run by Nick Haberley, and Kit Bash International, VAM Kit Bash International. He runs those, they're fantastic. You've got groups run by, oh gosh, who've you got? I mean, let me go through. I'm just trying to think actually of the big ones. So there's All Action Man New and Vintage. That's a lovely one. That's Jeffrey who runs that. That's fantastic. Everything Action Man, that's probably the biggest one at the moment out there. That's huge. I think that's like got thousands and thousands of people on it. But again, you don't get any real butting of heads on it. It's really bizarre. I'm just trying to think. You've got gosh, I'm sorry to think, my mind goes a blank. Maybe I should have planned this a little bit better. What have we got? Oh, there's a new one just started up from Mike Vaman. VAM Supply Depot, Vintage Action Man Supply Depot. Sorry, Vaman, VAMAN, Vaman Supply Depot, which is a good one. There's one run by a friend of mine called Terry, which is the new vintage Action Man. And then it's the dates, I think. The new vintage Action Man 66 to 84. I should have researched this. I'll tell you what, while I'm doing this, while I'm talking about these, I'll pop them up on the screen here. I'll do a little screenshot of each group and pop them up of my favourite ones that are out there. But people like, Lloyd and Jeffrey and Nick and Terry, the stuff that you're doing for these groups is brilliant. There's action stands and stuff. That's a cracking group as well. Really helpful people on there. And that's run by Nick. So yeah, there's lots out there that are my favourites, and other resources that are great for the Action Man world are YouTube, obviously, with the likes of Diecast, Attic. He does a smashing job with all of his new and old Action Men. He's just a really mad fan of Action Man, but obviously cars and other collectibles as well. So he does some great videos that I enjoy. You've got people like Action Man. I love that. Love that page and what Darren's doing on there. You've got VAM Kit Bash 23, which is again Nick Haberley. His page is great. The stuff that he creates for Action Men is fantastic. You've got a couple of young guys coming through, which I'm really enjoying watching. You've got Eagle Eye HQ, which is a very young lad, and he's really developing a big passion and a big knowledge for the Action Man world, and his videos are superb. And you've got a new guy called, I think it's Pickle Collects, or Pickle Toy Collecting, something like that, but it's Pickle, Pikel, Pickle. I'm sure if you search that, it'll just come up. But again, I'll try and put a here. But these are young guys. I think he's about 17, and he's already got a superb collection of vintage Action Men. A lot of the Space Rangers, Zargon, some of the Germans in there as well. And he's doing really well, good things. And they're going to help bring this hobby forward and keep it sort of in the limelight, I think. We need to applaud it and get behind these young lads doing this stuff. So, but yeah, there's loads of help and support out there. You've got people like Sparks Tron, who is a collector of all kinds of different things, and he loves his Action Men, but he talks about all kinds of subjects and collectibles, and he's really funny. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's the usual kind of thing with Froggy Flips and those kind of guys, but they're American, and it's all about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and He-Man and Star Wars. I'm not there. Star Wars I used to collect as a kid, but it's become too much of a, I don't know, for me it doesn't seem enjoyable. I watch these guys with these collections, and everything's about everything being mint on card or a mint figure and graded, and there's no joy with it. There's no playing with it. You can't kit bash a Star Wars figure. You know, do you know what I mean? You can't put him in different situations and have real fun with it. So yeah, my Star Wars days are long behind me, definitely. So, and it is funny watching some British YouTubers trying to act American and pretend that they used to collect all these American toys when they were kids, because seriously, 75% of the toys that are available now in vintage toy shops, they weren't available to British kids. You couldn't walk down the street in the 80s and early 90s and buy loads of these American toys. They weren't in Toy Master. They weren't in the Argos catalogue. They may have had some in Toys R Us, but again, I lived in the north of England. The nearest Toys R Us to us was literally London. So it does make me laugh. There's a bit of pretense goes on with some of these YouTubers that act like they're American. Yo, what's happening, guys? Here we've got some more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I collected when I was a kid. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're too old. So you didn't. Stop it. Is that me being judgy? I said that doesn't happen. No, I am a judge. It's awful. But I just like what I like, and I like genuine people. I can't cope with the cynical side of things where people are bending and twisting YouTube to get views and likes because they think what they're talking about is going to appeal to other people. It's too much of a lie. Talk about what you like, enjoy what you like, and if other people like it too, I think they'll take an interest. So yeah, there you go. I just thought I'd tell you about the eBay thing. I thought that was hilarious. I am going to do some different videos coming up. I want to play with some of the shelves in the middle and make them a bit deeper. So I'm going to take all my cars off. I might film it, taking all the cars off, giving them a clean, doing the shelf and putting them all back on so you can see everything better. So I know some of you guys have spoken about the cars. My car collection isn't great. They're all a bit tatty, and a lot of them are actually put away. I've only got a little bit on display. So, but what I did want to talk to you all about is movies. I'd like to do a video in a week or two about our favourite movies. So I'd really like you all to make a comment on your, if you're like me and you've got, say, a top 10, just give me 2 of your movies out of your top 10 that you really love. The kind of thing that, even though you've watched it and you know the script, when you flick past it on TV, you stop and start watching it again. I do that a lot. Let me know what your favourite 2 are. But more contentiously, and this one will be the splitting of opinion, this is where the judging comes in. Tell me what your 2 worst films are. We'll see the sparks fly. Yeah, I think that would be cool, because that's something we can all judge on, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So let me know your 2 favourite films, but also let me know so far that you've seen your 2 worst films. And I'll let those comments collect up for a week or so. And then I'll sit down, we'll do it in an evening. I'll get all the lights on in here and we'll have an evening chat about movies and my favourites and my weirdness, because I am weird when it comes to films. But yeah, let me know. Please do. Please get involved. Tell me about your movies. You don't have to justify yourselves at all if you don't want to. You can tell me what your favourites are and what the worst are, and you can leave me to fill in the blanks and the guesses, or you can say why they're your 2 worst and why they're your 2 favourites. I'll start off the listing in the video, and then that way you can re-interact with that video. So you can comment now, and then I'll do the video and you'll be able to then comment again and talk about some of the lists that we've done and some of my likes and dislikes. So yeah, I think that'd be quite nice to do. I hope you do as well, and I hope you get involved. I really do, because it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get a little community going here. Thank you all very much for your support. Thank you for those people that make the comments. You know all who you are. Wills, Chris Morstan, Ian, Das Kleingluck, I hope I'm saying that right. Watching from Germany, thank you so very much, mate. You are appreciated. Moon Unit, we've had a chat. Andy from Indy, great to have you watching all the way from America. It's fantastic. There's lots more of you. I know that we've chatted, and it's lovely that you all get involved. It really is. It's so nice that people take an interest in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do here, and just highlight a little bit of dementia awareness via the wonderful world of toys and action men. So thank you all for putting up with me, and I will be doing another unboxing video within the next day or 2, so keep your eyes peeled for me acting stupid with a sharp knife. Don't tell eBay. Cheers.